Hi guys, this is again sort of update on what I was working on. Really not working on that project anymore. I mean, not so much as I was supposed to do. So a few of the updates, I spent some time doing something which was not necessary, but then I feel it's kind of necessary because it's going to be important for the exhibition space. So what I was doing from the last update, if you remember, that I promised to be working on the physical side of the bot, but then haven't started it yet, barely getting in time from the office. But then one of the important things I noticed was to actually have a real-time display of what was happening. So I sort of thought of to put up a Tumblr blog where the in real time the Tinderbot, as it was taking the images from the phone, would be actually the analyzed images that you see on the software is also getting with all the stamped information on the photograph uploaded to the Tumblr website, and like it will be just full screened projection on the exhibition spot. So a very crude thing. So here's the thing. So I was using the Tambooz library, which is I'm just gonna Tamboo. The internet at my place is really slow, so you guys have to, I guess, cooperate a little bit. But then, so yeah, so I was using the Tambooz Tumblr API for uploading the images, but then I figured out. So since I'm using processing, so I was trying at the first place to actually upload it within from the same software piece. Um, the trouble is whenever anything has to be posted there, it's actually encoded in base 64. And I've done that before, but I did it with Python. It just takes like 3 lines of code, actually just 1 line of code, to actually transform images, especially into base 64 encoding, and then it was kind of a string array, a lot of strings, and then you can decode them back into images as well. It's kind of a standard web protocol. Um, the problem was processing doesn't have a native feature of doing that, and Java has that. And I tried doing for some time. Uh, so I spent like literally 2 nights, 2 whole day figuring out how to do base 64 encoding of images from within processing. So I tried it, doing it in native Java, looked up in stock and looked up for all the helps I could find from the internet. Really wasn't helping. I'm not a very native Java coder. Stack Overflow didn't really help. Processing forums, somewhat, they helped. And then, so it wasn't really working out. And then I tried my old Python script to actually do that for in this Mac. It wasn't working again. Like it was working smoothly, the same code in the Windows and other Macs, but I wanted to do it from this Mac. Didn't work. So what I did next was I reinstalled the Python in this Mac, tried it again, didn't work. The idea was actually to invoke an external terminal command from within the processing to run that Python script to do the encoding of the saved image, and then the processing script would read back the base 64 encoding that is saved from the Python script in a text file and upload that to the web. But then the Python thing was not working, and I was freaking out all over the place. It was such a mess. Smoking a lot by the time. It wasn't really working out. So in this process, I learned about how to actually invoke an external a terminal command from within processing. So I'm gonna show you that piece here, which is which one was it? Terminal invoke. Let's see. So this is exactly the piece that um, that is just used. So you actually use a inbuilt Java as one of the libraries, and then it's just a specific function where you actually do this. So runtime get runtime exec, and then here you write your terminal command, which is this one. I'm going to talk about this later, and then it just invokes it. It doesn't actually opens up the terminal, but then internally it does all the process. Um, and then, so this is what I was trying to actually run in this part, a command line command for running my Python script, but then the Python script wasn't working. So again, I went back and started dangling around Java to do the base 64 encoding. not working. So finally, I figured out a way, which is kind of a hack around. So from here on, within processing, without using the native Java base64 encoding, the way you can do it is this. It's actually a terminal one-line command which actually does encode and decode and save files into base64 encoding. Take it process any image file or text file or strings or anything. So it is done by OpenSSL, which comes natively binded in your OS if you're using Mac. If not, if you're in Windows, then you can easily install OpenSSL. So it's like just OpenSSL base64, and then input is from which file it wants to take. So here you need the whole path and of the file, and then output is where it writes that base64 encoded file. So this output part you may or may not need, but then I needed this to save it in a text file for processing to later take the text file input and use it. So yeah, so this part I actually incorporated in my main code, and then it was working. So where is the main code? Let me just see. Yep, arrange, but I always do that. It's kind of an old Windows habit. But here is the main code. So here I use the same library, and then I went back down here somewhere. Oh yeah, so I went to my main function of the analyzed image. So base64 encoding, same thing I did. So wherever it saves the image, which I was already doing in my sketch, now this function takes the image and converts it into base64 and saves it in a text file. And then this string actually is important so the way processing and strings work together is this thing is a string array. So this line essentially converts the image into base64 encoded text file, and the text file holds the base64 encoded characters. And then processing load the string in a string array from the text file, and then it converts it into a single string by this join function essentially. So it removes nothing but just joins all the characters in there. Now processing has my base64 encoded file, and then so I can use Tambu's native API, which was Tambu. It will show up soon, hopefully. It just takes some time. Okay. My Pinterest. But anyways, I'll show you the code snippet. So major part that has been added right now after this was the Tambu thing to upload the image. So here importing the libraries and declaring a session with my things, which you'll get natively from the Tambu. So just like slicing pieces of codes together, essentially that was majorly what I did. But so Tumblr, post, and then post image, create photo post with image, and then hopefully I'll be able to load my credentials on time to show you the built-in code, essentially, nothing else. Select profile, Tumblr, upload photograph. So these are all the things that you do, all your credentials. You just go to the OAuth and get your credentials essentially. And here's the data, which is the base64 encoded. Now I replace it with my string developed in real time. And so if you see, here's the processing code, and this is essentially it actually. And then I just copied it and like put them in pieces there. So to show you this thing as it works is, again, I just wrote a shell script, a command line to actually invoke my server and the client and do all that stuff. So I'm going to shut this one down and start the script. So start up. So this is my console client, and if you remember from the previous post where I'll get all the data in real time, here I make all the selections, which is not really important for now, except we're analyzing the actual image and everything. But let's just do that. Take smiley. So I press S. And it should soon call the API of recognition and do all the recognition stuff and machine learning and all that stuff. But the internet seems to be very, very slow. Um, so um, okay, this image is kind of loaded, and here you go. That's kind of the information image. And so the golden ratio, now you can see that some of the extra data that you can actually see here as well. But it is really important to embed this data same on the file itself, because then this image would be uploaded on Tumblr right now, which I will show that it has been uploaded. So let's see if it has been uploaded, and let us get back to the main live cam view here. Oh no, not you. Where is it? Okay. Let's see. So this is a particular Tumblr blog that I made for these uploaded images. Woohoo! It is there on Tumblr now. Mission accomplished. So from in the exhibition space, all the pictures that the bot will be taking will be posted on the Tumblr. So well, for now, let's just, should we keep it? Oh, let's just keep it. So yeah, that's kind of what happened here in 2 days, after 2 days of failure and testing out a lot of stuff, twirling around. So I still haven't actually figured out how to do it in natively with Java or processing. So I'm actually invoking a terminal command from processing, and the terminal command uses OpenSSL to encode or decode an image file, and then I'm using Tambo's API to take the data of that encoded file and upload it to Tumblr or Flickr or anything you want. So yeah, that's kind of one of the parts, and now the major part would be to actually make the hardware, which actually I have started working on, but not having so many supplies around me, so it's been really tough time to actually get some time and make it pretty well. But that was kind of it. So till next time, guys, have fun.